Hey guys, I thought I'd do another video for you this afternoon. This time an item that arrived on Friday. So it is the die-cast Mark 85 from Endgame. Now I know this is a bit of a older figure now, especially since I have actually gotten the first head sculpt version, but I thought I'd show it off anyway, just because I haven't seen too many of them in the group. And yeah, I don't actually, and I'll share my opinion about the original head sculpt shortly. So I'm about to get a lot of room again real soon. Shed is completely up with the exception of the mezzanine, and I'm hoping that I will be able to get an electrician out sometime next week. So then once those lights and power are in, then I can start setting up the modular cases on one side, as the mezzanine's the only thing that really has to go up now. But yeah, hopefully we won't be too far along in being able to set up all the modular cases and then finally being able to get all the figures out properly. Alrighty, so for today's video, top of the box does tell you that it is Iron Man Mark 85. It is diecast 30 MMS 528, and we do have a very nice image of Iron Man on the front, similar to all the other Endgame figures. We have the Avengers logo, the shiny Endgame logo, and then the other information about the figure again, telling us that it is definitely diecast, and then the image just continues. And like the other figures, we do have the arc reactor symbol there, because that emblem there is the one that's specific to the character. So for Thor, it is the Asgardian symbol. Black Widow has her symbol, etc., etc. So that image continues there, the Avengers logo down the bottom, and then nothing on this side because this is where the foam tray comes out of. Alright, so I'm going to start off with the under tray, simply because there's not really too much in here. So again, similar to all the others, we do have, again, the emblem that's specific to the character, this time the arc reactor, mixed with the Avengers A with Endgame. No metal nameplate, just the standard text there. But it is a really nice display stand. Definitely stands out. I love the artwork on these. Even though they don't have the metal nameplate like the Star Wars figures do. But they stopped giving the Marvel ones the metal nameplates with Infinity War. So you can see that's very nice and reflective. Awesome image. We do have the tray. Now, I'll explain this in a moment. That's where all the batteries are. Those three are not spare. I just simply couldn't be bothered putting those ones in. I will tell you why shortly. It does also come with tweezers and a little screwdriver in case you don't have a screwdriver. There is the dynamic flight stand. The figure grabber, exactly the same as what we're used to. And then finally we get the back attachment. I don't believe this lights up, but it does look quite nice. And you just simply plug it into his back, and I will probably show that a little while later. So that is the under tray. Then when you actually bring up your foam tray, as per all the other Iron Man, you do get this lift out, and it does say the version that it is, this case being 85, and then you have those down. When you're repacking it or putting whatever it is back away, be careful because the foam bit will not sit flat. If anything has, if anything's in the way. I had to take the plastics out because I had the plastic sitting over it, and yeah, it was just not sitting back down. So just something to be mindful of. Alright, I've already swapped out the arm, but you do have a swap out arm. This is the arm that's on him when you first open it. So you can see the little light for the repulsor there. It's just a fist, and then the section where you just pull it out. Swapping it out was actually quite easy. It's a lot easier than the Star Wars figures for sure. But you can see that we do get a lot of those vibrant reds and golds and the silvers that we are used to seeing with Iron Man. We do get this kind of repulsor blast hand. So again, they are the hand on the LEDs work on both hands, depending on which one you want to swap out, so it doesn't matter. You don't have to keep on changing them. We do have this hand here. This is the one with the so this is the one with the bendable fingers. So you can have him bending his fingers or whatever type of gesture you want him doing. You can see that there is slight battle damage on this, which is quite nice. I was a bit confused at first because it is supposed to be a clean version of him, but I suppose you are going to get that slight battle damage wear and tear on the suit anyway, so that's quite nice that they've showed that. So this is the other side now. So again, you have that battle damage. You can see where the light would light up, goes in there. So they the pliable fingers. Again, it tells you to be quite careful. I think in my time it hasn't broken, but I think I've had one thumb pop out and I've had to pop it back in. I think that was Mark 43. Just a standard fist to match the other one that was there before. And I've got the other repulsor blast hand on him. Alright, so finally for the accessories, we do have, I haven't tried it yet, but apparently this is kind of magnetic or something or other. Just, you take the helmeted sculpt off, you slide that down, and apparently it's supposed to be magnetic. Oh yeah, there it is there. To make it look like that the nano technology has moved away from his face to uncover him. Then we have now this is the first version of the head sculpt. Now I know there was a certain reviewer that absolutely hated this, and that certain reviewer launched some stupid campaign, and then Hot Toys decided to reissue it, and everyone was able to. I don't know what the situation is with Pop Culture, so this was ordered through Pop Culture. They have since sold out. In fact, this piece isn't even on their website anymore, I don't think. I got it through their eBay page. And when you open said eBay page, it tells you that this figure is non-returnable. You can see that very rarely do they do this. They've actually placed a sticker on to say that this figure was opened. Now, the figure itself is completely brand new, and it was completely, all the plastics were on him. I had to take the little bags off the arms and the feet and all that. Nothing had been touched, but the reason why they put this open sticker on it was to say that this had a defective head sculpt. Is this head sculpt defective? No. There is no issue with the quality, and I'll put it on the thing in a minute. They have said this only because Sideshow started sending out the little heads, the replacement heads, because Hot Toys reissued it. I haven't seen the second head sculpt myself. I believe that it is a mixture of the team suit cap and the battle damaged 85 sculpt or something or other. Can't comment on it. But this was a brand new sculpt. And we haven't gotten the one that I'm about to show you before. So the campaign was launched, Hot Toys actually listened to this certain reviewer, and then a whole heap of replacements were needed. And Pop Culture said that you could not apply for that replacement on this, because it was part of their eBay page, and it had already been returned. A collector had bought this, saw the head sculpt, went no thank you, and then returned it. They didn't even open the actual figure. So this was brand new. So this is the head sculpt. is, do I think, and I know it's a bit dark in here because I've got the flat packs kind of blocking my light. Do I think this head sculpt is bad? No. Do I think this head sculpt is Robert Downey Jr.? Yes. Now, there was another reviewer, and this is what made me decide to get this figure. So, I looked at the price that Sideshow, to get it from Sideshow, and it was going to be, including postage and import fees and whatnot, it was going to be $680 or something ridiculous. I've seen this for $650 on eBay. I paid $480. Now, do I think this head sculpt is that bad? No, I don't. Because but the particular reviewer that complained about this sculpt failed to understand was, and again, I watched another review that went over this, which is the reason why I decided to buy this. The beginning of Endgame, Tony is quite sick. He has aged from being in space for so long, and he has lost a lot of weight. This head sculpt, I believe, should have probably had cuts put on it, and maybe a bit of blood to replicate that. But I think that this is from the beginning, when he was quite unwell, and he simply just decided to walk away from the team when Cap asked him for help. That is what I think this head sculpt was supposed to be. Because this head sculpt is a lot skinnier in some places than what we're used to for Robert Downey Jr. And even the hair is a lighter color than what we're used to. And a lot of the time when you age, your hair lightens as well. So I think that this was just supposed to be an unhealthy, aged-looking Robert Downey Jr. From that beginning scene in Endgame. For that purpose, I think the head sculpt is fine, and that there is nothing wrong with it. I'm probably in the minority with that, but again, I asked my mother that hasn't seen a lot of the movies and that, and she said that, oh, that's Robert Downey Jr. And that I didn't even show her she didn't even see the box or anything. I just said, have a look at this head sculpt, who do you think this is? And she identified it as Robert Downey Jr., someone that the only movie she's seen is, I think, Infinity War and Endgame. So yeah, there's the finer details as I've been able to get the camera to focus. I believe that there's not really too much wrong with the sculpt, but whatever, there was a campaign launched, there was a second head sculpt that was available, probably pushes the value of that figure up a bit, because they're not reselling the figure. They're only sending those head sculpts out. If you're lucky enough to get one of those, that's fantastic. Like I said, $480 for the standard, for the first head sculpt. I'm not complaining because this head sculpt is fine. And very rarely do people use the Stark head sculpts anyway. I'll probably use the battle damaged one for that. Now, the figure itself, he is one heavy dude. We can see that the vibrant red, gold, silvers are all back. He has a ridiculous range of motion on his head. And the light up feature for the head is the easiest I've ever seen. It's just magnetic. You do that. Fantastic. The other light up features, however, are not as accessible. Now I'm hoping that they're still... I didn't plug them in properly when I took them out the first time, because of how hard they were to get off. This back one isn't too bad. So again, if you wanted to use this, you just line it up, like so, which is quite nice. I'll probably use that actually. again, you flick this switch, those lights in there come on, which, again, looks awesome. Yeah, so the one, I did show the fact that I had, oh, the back ones light up too. So the lights, very, very awesome. You can see he even has backlights on his helmet. Lights, very, very awesome. For the eyes and chest at least. The repulsor ones are a little bit different this time around. So you can see that I have put the smaller gauntlet on him already. Now, I believe the one that comes with the battle damage one is different, because I don't think that this part's accurate. I don't have battle damage Thanos, but to the gauntlet that Hulk had, I don't think this is accurate, and I can't even remember if Tony got the full gauntlet anyway. I have got Hulk on order. That will be the gauntlet that I get. Now, they've changed it up a bit, and again, I didn't plug them in properly because they were so hard to get out when I did this the first time. So this back panel of the arm here, pull off, but you've got to move all the movable shoulder parts out of the way. They do give you a little tool to use, but I couldn't find the slots for the tool to slide into. So that pulls off on either side, and then you just flick it. You can see the repulsor is lit up, but what's really cool is that the Infinity Stones are lit up. So again, another really cool feature. I'll turn the light off so you can see the stones lit up in a moment. Lights up better than the Thanos gauntlet because it's smaller, yeah? But yeah, so another very nice light up feature. And again, you do get those articulated fingers, so you don't have to have it in a fist. If you really don't want to. I just did that because the swap out arm was in a fist. So this is just the other repulsor arm. So again, I'll try to get this one off, so you have to move that out of the way. Maybe I won't be able to do this one. I think I put this one on properly. Come on. Oh yeah, there it goes. Yeah, so I really don't like this because they're plastic pegs. So there's your repulsor blast hand. I suck at displaying Iron Man, by the way, so you have that. So again, all very nice lights. The really frustrating one is this back section of the leg, and this is why I stopped, because and I had the 3 spare batteries. Now in here, you can see there is this tiny little piece there. They give you 3 batteries that are hidden behind the back calf section, and this back calf section is so hard to get off that I gave up on this one here. I just could not get it off. So I didn't even put the batteries in. And all it does is light up, and I even turned the figure around to make sure that that's all it did. All it does is that tiny light there. And while, yeah, it probably looks nice, it's not worth the hassle of pulling this piece out every damn time you want to turn it off and on. So I'll connect this back up. Oh, is that the right way? Yes, yes it is. Come on. Little pegs. There we go. Alright, so that's on now. You got him with all these lights. He looks quite cool. He's got the Infinity Gauntlet with the, well, the glove anyway. The stones all lit up. And there is supposed to be 2 more of those little lights on the legs there. But like I said, don't even bother. It adds the tiniest little bit of aesthetic difference to it. And it's just not worth the effort of trying to pull the damn calf section out at all. If you were displaying him and you had someone in front of him or whatever, you could probably leave the back section off because you're not going to see it. But yeah, I am not struggling with that. And it took way too long to even put the one in that I had. So you can see he does, when I move it down, he does stand pretty well by himself. I'm just going to flick the light off so you can see the stones lit up. Alright, so again, with it all lit up in the dark, it is pretty cool, and you can see just how bright the stones are for Tony, which is really quite impressive. So you can see that they're all lit up there, which is all very nice, and you can see just how bright the lights are because it's reflecting the red from the glove back onto him, which is awesome. And you can see that that bleeds through a little bit there too. So these lights are awesome, but like I said, the amount of effort it takes to get these last two bottom ones to light up, I don't believe it's worth it. So apologies if you wanted to see that, but there's those pack lights. But yeah, those last two lights are just too much of a hindrance to even consider turning on. And yeah, so there he is there, completely unsupported, standing up perfectly, as you'd expect from a Hot Toys figure. So again, I don't believe that the heat around the head sculpt was necessarily needed. I understand that I did say that it's a little bit off, but there is a reason for why it's a little bit off. He's supposed to be skinny, I believe, and I think he's supposed to look quite ill. But whatever, there's a replacement head sculpt. I'm not eligible for it because the pop culture auction does tell you this, as it is an item that was returned, which is fine. As I said, the item itself was completely brand new. It was just the person didn't like the head sculpt when they watched it on the review and returned it. Yeah, so that's this is Iron Man Mark 85 diecast. As I said, I'm hoping to get an electrician out, and then I'll post some photos of the actual shed in a moment. But yeah, I'm just waiting on the mezzanine, and then the obviously just getting an electrician out to put in those lights, so I can finally start setting up the detofs in there. I did order a replacement clone trooper throughout last week too. Forgot to mention. So I ordered one from Go Figure because they had it in stock. I'm hoping it gets here Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see. If it has to be Friday, it has to be Friday. But yeah, it hasn't cleared Brisbane yet, and I thought it would have over the week. I mean, not over the weekend, but I thought it would have cleared Brisbane on Friday, as Iron Man took 2 days from Victoria to Brisbane, I think it was. But that's fine. We'll get to that when we get to that. So yeah, I've given up on expecting the Toys Wonderland one to arrive anytime soon. So I did order it from Go Figure Collectibles instead. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I will make more videos when I get more figures.